Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, this is Best Slot, and tonight we're going to talk a little bit about Jurassic Park and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the upcoming sequel to Jurassic World, releasing next year. So what is the topic of the week? The topic of the week is Rexy, the big Tyrannosaurus Rex, the prominent Tyrannosaurus Rex in Jurassic Park history, first appearing in the original novel, of course, but in terms of the films, was in the first film, fighting with the raptors at the end, and was in the fourth film, fighting against the Indominus, teaming up with Blue and the other raptors to kill the Indominus, and teaming up with the Mosasaurus, teaming up with everyone in Jurassic World, let's be honest. And the topic is whether Rexy should be put out to pasture, sent to the farm up north, killed, basically, is what I'm getting at. Is it the end of Rexy? Now, we know Rexy is going to appear in Jurassic World 2 Fallen Kingdom. That is definitely happening. The suggestion is she's going to get captured, probably from the island with the volcano, and brought back to the mainland. Now, before we go too far into that aspect, what we should talk about is T-Rexes themselves. A Tyrannosaurus Rex average lifespan, well, not even the average lifespan, the longest detected lifespan is something like 28, 29, 30 years. It's around that kind of ballpark. They don't live for a particularly long time. You know, if I was a T-Rex, I'd be in a few years. I would not have long left. Now, to compare that to our Jurassic Park T-Rex, we have to look at when Rexy was born. According to the novels and the films, she was born around 1990. I think it was 1989 in the novels and like 1991 in the film. I don't know. But it's always around that kind of region. And we know that the T-Rex, even in Jurassic Park, is not a pure bred T-Rex. You know, there's other DNA in there, there's lots of different things in there, which may, for a start, it may extend her life cycle. Maybe she'll live longer than the 28, 29 years that a T-Rex would typically live. But let's assume for now that Rexy was born in 1990, okay? That means by the time Jurassic World comes out, Fallen Kingdom, next year, Rexy will be 28 years old. Now, considering the longest record T-Rex is like 29 to 30, it's around there. Rexy is on her last legs. Like, even if we ignore the possibilities for her dying in other methods, the fact is, she's going to die of old age eventually, and the chances of the DNA they've brought in kind of arresting that seem unlikely to me. I don't think that's something they would have necessarily considered at the time. And even when you go back and watch Jurassic World, you can see Rexy, she's looking a little haggard. As ancient as a T-Rex possibly can, she's looking a little bit on the old side. She's not her sprightly young prime Rexy self. You know, she struggled against the Indominus. Now that's a fairly natural thing. The Indominus was bred to be terrifying, monstrous. But she clearly wasn't top level prime Rexy. She's on her last legs. She's getting old a little bit. So, should she die in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? Will she die in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? I guess those are two very different questions. To give my perspective on both of them, I think she will die and I think she should die. I know that sounds horrible. Rexy's like, if you want a character at all, including humans, emblematic of Jurassic Park as a series, your top three is probably Alan Grant, Ian Malcolm, and Rexy. Those are your big three, and maybe Blue down the line, and maybe Owen and Claire down the line, or whatever. But I'd say those are your three main characters people think of when they think of the Jurassic Park franchise. So I get that it's kind of blasphemous to suggest she should die. But think about it, she was a hero in the first film, she was a hero in the fourth film. What do we know about heroes? They die every time. What I imagine for Rexy is kind of, if you think about Godzilla, the 1998 version, that's kind of what I'm picturing. The 1998 version of Godzilla, there's Godzilla fighting against the city, battling against the entire city, mainly to save her kids, to stay alive. You know, she never set off to do any harm in the first place. She's kind of like King Kong. She's kind of like the T-Rex in the Lost World Jurassic Park. There was no intent there to cause damage and wreak havoc. They just happened to be in the wrong place. And humans, being humans and being the true monsters, that's kind of the point, you know? We went and killed them, or we tried to kill them, or we captured them, or whatever. I mean, capture's fair enough. You don't really want the Tyrannosaurus Rex roaming around San Diego, but that's not the point. So I think, given the title of the film as well, now Fallen Kingdom can mean a lot. We know there's going to be a volcanic eruption. Maybe the death of one of the islands is going to be the Fallen Kingdom. However, Tyrannosaurus Rex is the Tyrant King. That is what a T-Rex is. And okay, Rexy is the Tyrant Queen, but not the point. Maybe the kingdom refers to the death of Rexy. Maybe that is what Fallen Kingdom is actually hinting at. Because let's face it, she has ruled the roost on these films pretty much since the start. She is the prominent dinosaur by far, by like a massive margin. So Jurassic Park has become her kingdom, and I think it might be time for that kingdom to fall. Along with that is, how does she die? Does she die in another epic battle? And I don't know if that's the way to go. You think about it, Jurassic Park 1 and Jurassic Park 4, Jurassic World, Rexy's involved in big, climactic, epic finale fights to close out the film, and that's great, but there's only so many times you can do that without diminishing returns, and I think we're already there. I like the idea of Rexy. You know, like I said, these big creatures have always been a metaphor for something else. So what I like the idea with Rexy, let's say she's caught, she's taken back to the mainland, and people are debating about whether she's going to be a weapon or not, whether she's going to be used for genetic testing, whether she has rights, and all this is going on, and then Rexy breaks out, because something has to go wrong, right? Dinosaurs have to kill people, that's just kind of how these films work. She breaks out, and just as they're about to maybe grab her back, you know, she's out there in the wilderness just exploring, living the free Tyrannosaurus Rex life that she should be living, and they're just about to take her, and she's asleep, and she just doesn't wake up. She just dies of old age peacefully out in the wild where she should be. And it's like, humans, stop being stupid, stop trying to tame all these wild animals, leave them alone. And we haven't really dealt with the death of a dinosaur in Jurassic Park yet. Not like a dinosaur we actively cared about, if you know what I mean. Obviously some of the raptors died in Jurassic World, and that was upsetting, but it kind of just happened. It wasn't like that big a deal. Blue is the one you were meant to get attached with, and Blue survived. Rexy survived. The Triceratops in the first film survived. None of the dinosaurs actually have been killed, and I think the only way to drive down on that point of stop using them as weapons, that's the way it's going to go. I mean, it's a good way to tug at the heartstrings. If any character was going to die in Jurassic Park history that would upset us as viewers, which one would it be? For me, it'd be Rexy. You know, there's no other character I would rather see not die. Anyways, so the point of these videos is you guys leave your answers down below. Do you think she'll die? Do you think she should die? That is the question we're asking today. I'm going to come down in the comments. I'm going to talk to you guys all night about this. Let's debate a little bit. Let's talk. Give me some opinions. If there's anything you'd like to see me cover in future videos like this, I'm more than happy to do so. Again, leave a comment down below. And don't forget to hit that like button whilst you're there. It really helps me out, guys. Can't stress that enough. I know it seems like such a small deal, but it's a big deal. We are going to keep trying this format in terms of different videos. You know, it's just, I know a lot of people do these videos and it's a background and then you flash up some pictures. And that's what I did as well at the start. This, I feel, is a lot more personal. I feel it's a lot easier to kind of associate yourself with the content and kind of connect with the content, basically, sort of get into it. But again, I'm always willing to change and willing to adapt, so I want your opinions on that as well. Basically, you guys have a lot to do. You better get down there and commenting. Thank you so much for joining me. Cheers, much love, and as always, bye-bye.